Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I had made a video on late Mr. Ratan Tata paying tributes to the legendary industrialist entrepreneur who turned the tides in the Tata Group's favor by his visionary leadership. He guided the Tata Group through turbulent times, proving his unwavering commitment to the company's values and its people. During one of the most challenging times in global business history, when the market crashed and many companies lost up to 40% of their share values, Tata Group stood still. While businesses around the world were closing industries, laying off workers, and downsizing operations, Tata Groups didn't follow that path. Instead, under the guidance of Mr. Ratan Tata, they worked harder and found a silver lining in those dark clouds. Ratan Tata instilled a sense of resilience and purpose across the group, leading them to work harder. Ratan Tata said his three mantras that metamorphosed Tata Group into global conglomerate in a video emphasizing the importance of doing things that align with long-term goals and stopping efforts that no longer yield results. Please watch the video. Thanks.
And I used to tell our critics that in Tata Motors, telco at that time, we didn't lose market share, but the market shrank by 40%. So what do you do? In a foreign country, you'd close down plants, you'd lay off people. In India, you can't do that. But we seem to have come out of that. The bad times had silver linings. We did a lot of hard issues which we wouldn't have done had times not been so bad.
Did the bad times help you shake off some of the old smugness?
Absolutely.
The house of Tata somehow was much too secure in the marketplace. Yeah. There was domination in so many areas and no real competition. For many years, your competition was SAIL.
In steel, yes. Though steel, I must say, has been trying to reinvent itself for some time. It's been going after reducing its costs. But in many companies, certainly as I was there, used to constantly, we've been doing this for 20 years. Right. We don't need to change.
Right. Right. But what tells you to change? What is the mantra?
I think we kind of demanded performance.
Right. So then tell me the mantra. What caused the turnaround?
Well, one, I have to say with humility, was the turnaround in the economy.
Right.
That improved the demand, the total volume we had. We were a leaner group. There were greater demands on managers. There was a ownership performance.
Did you do things that Tatas would not have done in the past? And did you stop doing things that the Tatas, as a matter of habit, did in the past?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
List a few of these for me, the most important ones.
One, for example, we reduced manpower, we right-size, downsize, whatever you would call it. Things we would not have done before.
You were much too benevolent.
Yes, it was taken for granted that there was lifetime employment. Then we took cost out of our system. I think that perhaps was one of the more important things that we did. In telco, for example, we took something like 500 crores out of our cost base. That's a pretty significant amount.
Yes. You know, I've sometimes said that just as India reformed its economy, the House of Tatas reformed its business. So tell me the three most reformist things you did in terms of structural changes.
Well, one, as I said, what I kept saying repeatedly was, please question the unquestionable.
Right.
I tried to tell our younger managers, just don't accept something that was done in the past. Don't accept something as being a holy cow. Go question it. That was less of a problem than getting our senior managers not to tell the younger managers, look, young man,
Don't question this.
don't question
This is
it.
how we've done business
That's
for
right.
50 years.
That's right.
And we've
That's
done
right.
okay.
And perhaps, in a manner of speaking, that has been one change that has taken
But
place.
was that a problem? You find too many of these satraps sitting on young talent and not letting them grow or telling them these are the rules, play by these rules.
Yes, to some extent. Another, you asked what are the other changes. The other change, I think that's significant, is in JRD's time, we were a confederation of loosely associated companies. People's loyalties belonged to their
They're
companies.
sharing the Tata franchise.
We didn't really share. We shared it when it suited them.
us, yes.
Getting a common logo, getting a common code of conduct, bringing the group together constantly created a sense of belonging to the group.
Ratan Tata would often challenge himself and his team with a simple yet profound question. Should we be satisfied with where we are, or should we aim to be the best in the world? This constant self-reflection drove the Tata Group to consistently raise their standards and not just compete in the Indian market, but to go toe to toe with the best globally. Whether it was Tata Motors, Tata Steel, or Tata Consultancy Services, the goal was clear: global excellence. Mr. Tata believed that being average or good enough wasn't the Tata way. He wanted the group to set benchmarks that were not only Indian but world class. Under his leadership, the Tata Group didn't just make products, they aimed to create something of par excellence that would stand shoulder to shoulder with global giants. His mission was always to push boundaries and create innovative solutions that resonate with global standards.
In a mess.
In some ways, I never said everything was in a mess, but I certainly question why we considered ourselves the best in this place. That I was the one that kept making comparisons, which later the fashionable word is benchmarking.
Right.
But I constantly used to make comparisons.
But in a way, these things were linked up with with satraps, with the way business was done in so many companies.
Yes.
Was it painful and bloody?
Yes, it was painful, and at times it was bloody. I think the whole country knows of some of the blood that was shed.
Right.
Much of it was mine. But
A story from his youth, as shared by him in an interview with Bir Sanghvi for the book Man of Steel, offers a glimpse into his modest beginnings and his unwavering values. When Ratan Tata went to the United States of America to study architecture at Cornell University, most would expect the heir to the Tata empire to live a lavish lifestyle. He received a modest allowance from the Reserve Bank of India during his time abroad for expenses. The allowance was barely enough to cover his basic needs, and in those tough times, he took up part-time jobs to make both ends meet, one of which included washing dishes at a restaurant. This experience was far from the life of privilege many would associate with someone of his background. But it was these very experiences that shaped his character, teaching him humility, hard work, and resilience. Ratan Tata never viewed himself as being above any work, and these early struggles taught him valuable life lessons that later reflected in his leadership of the Tata Group. Ratan Tata's humility extended not just to his actions but also to his reflections on life. In the same book, Man of Steel, Ratan Tata revealed one of his deepest regrets, not being closer to JRD Tata very early in life. JRD Tata, who led the Tata Group before Ratan Tata, was not just an iconic business leader but also someone Ratan deeply admired. Although Ratan Tata eventually succeeded JRD and carried his legacy forward with distinction, he expressed remorse for not spending more time with him earlier in his life. In hindsight, he felt that being closer to JRD earlier could have given him more personal insights and lessons from the legendary leader. This rare insight into Ratan Tata's personal life reveals not only his humility but also his ability to reflect on missed opportunities with grace. Despite being one of the most influential industrialists in the world, his regrets were not about missed business deals or wealth, but about relationships and human connections. Something that highlights his emotional depth and values. Ratan Tata's journey from washing dishes as a student to leading one of the most respected conglomerates in the world exemplifies resilience, humility, and introspection. His story teaches us that no matter how much wealth or influence one might have, it is personal experiences and relationships that leave a lasting impact. Jai Hind. If you like my program, please like it and subscribe it. I will again in the next episode cover other industries of Tata Group and Ratan Tata's predecessors. Thank you.